I was just investigating a reaction that I was having while I'm here at the Destiny Farm. Definitely taking time to work on myself and my own process and investigate who I am through looking at the experiences that come up within me and really investigating where they're coming from and the outflows and consequences that they're causing in my life. It's been an amazing process, uncomfortable at times, but once you walk through these discomforts and get to the other side and decide a path that you can walk to change yourself, it just makes it worth it. An interesting point I wanted to bring up was the series I started watching called Mindhunter, where the FBI is just starting to develop their branch of psychology. Like a forensic psychologist. It's now quite normal. This show takes place in the 70s, where bringing in the psychological aspect to crime was completely rejected by the status quo of the officers in the FBI, the agents. I kind of feel like there is a parallel between this process that we're walking here with Destiny, in that it's new, and it's a little bit uncomfortable to look inside yourself and to look at humanity and to realize that we're not all these innocent angels, but we all have existent within us a dark mind. And it's been cool through self-forgiveness to be able to walk this process and not react to it, just see it. Yeah, it's there. What is beneficial to me, what is limiting and diminishing me, what do I filter out and what do I keep? So the reason why I bring this up is because I'd like to talk about a part of my dark mind that I was looking at, and that is existent within and as the word spite. I have not found any use for spite in myself, in the world, and when I look at humanity, and there is no constructive use for spite to live that word. At the moment, it's here, and so I'm using it to basically red flag patterns and behaviors within myself to see what's causing this spite within me, and to use that to determine which ways I need to change myself so that the outflows of my thoughts, words, and deeds are outflows that are beneficial to me, push my limitations, and help me to walk towards realizing my utmost potential. So I was looking at the word spite today, and the spite came up within me when I was in a situation where another person was living the word confident. So I'm there, and this is something that is a pattern within me, whereas if I'm with somebody that is being confident, I have this little subtle feeling of spite coming up. And why would that be? I mean, why would you feel spiteful in the face of confidence? That is the question I had to ask myself. Why can't I just learn from this confidence and also develop it within me? And what I found in this particular situation, because it will be different in different situations, is that the spite was coming up because I was not allowing myself to express confidence due to shame. Shame is also can be used constructively. We all have shame, so I'm not ashamed to admit that I have past memories, experiences, behaviors, things I've said, things I've done that I am ashamed of. Thing is that they are done. They are in the past, that I'm keeping them alive here, present with me, by having reacted to them within and as guilt and remorse and self-judgment. So through self-forgiveness and through writing my self-corrective statements, what I've done was, I learned this through the Destiny material, so I'm just applying it in my life now, where you take that shame within the understanding that you cannot go back now and change that and make it as if that never happened. I never did that. I never said that. I did. So because I can't go back and change it, what I can do is I can change my relationship to it. And what I've done was the things that I cannot fix. I mean, sometimes you can ask for forgiveness. I guess sometimes you can undo the things that you've done in terms of damage control, fixing the consequences, but that doesn't change the fact that you did the thing in the first place. So what I've done is I've forgiven myself for who I was in that moment where I did the shameful thing, had the shameful thoughts, or said the shameful words. Completely forgiven myself so that I see why I did what I did in the moment, even if that reason is also shameful, just to understand, why did I do that? Who was I in that moment? And kind of really confronting this self that, it's more comfortable to keep hidden and to suppress, to sweep under the rug. But to go there and to go into that discomfort of, yes, this exists within me. I'm not going to deny it anymore. And making the commitment that through understanding why I did the things I did, I commit to myself to never again repeat this behavior, this thought, these words. And this is facilitated through understanding, because if you don't understand why you did what you did, then it's going to be hard to just stop it, because that's almost like a forcing, that's like a suppressing, just stopping something without understanding why it manifested in the first place. And when you understand the points around the reasons that led to the shameful action, then you can forgive them and change them as well, so that you create a living application that does not create these situations where shameful actions are then produced, because you've purified your living, where you're not going to blindly go into these patterns anymore. And if you go into them, you're going into them in awareness. And all of these little actions and changes that you're making are contributing towards developing a self, a will, a self-discipline, and self-respect that makes it easier to, in the moment, change. And the shame that you have from past moments can then serve as a reminder for why you are doing what you are doing, and a reminder for what you will and will not accept and allow, what you stand for. And it's like this little nagging feeling of shame that I can then use to remind myself the respect that I've developed for myself, and the reasons for which I will not accept and allow myself to go back and repeat these shameful actions. And realizing also that the judgment that I was holding because of these shameful things that I've done I was using that to limit myself from being confident. So my confidence was undermined by me holding this shame against myself. And it's almost like this self-flagellation, but forgiveness does not come from punishing yourself. Only self-limitation manifests as a result of holding this guilt against yourself. And so once I was able to change my starting point from who I am within this shame, from one of guilt and self-limitation to one of self-respect and holding it as a reminder, I was able to look at people around me who were expressing confidence, living the word confident. And instead of feeling spiteful that I was not also able to do the same, I took responsibility for the reasons why I was not able to express that same confidence, thus opening the door for me to walk through and be able to live and express the word confidence myself. And then look at confident people around me and learn from them, and not pick them apart and look at their imperfections and feel that spite, which is like wanting that other person to also feel the self-limitation and the fear that you yourself experience. It's like spite. It's wanting to harm the other, or wanting the other to be as limited. But what is that but just an excuse to not have to face the shame or the self-judgment or the guilt? but instead be able to keep it hidden and suppressed and just stay within this limited box where confidence is just on the outside of the wall, and just kind of wanting to drag everybody else around you into that box with you so you can live in this comfort zone where you don't have to face yourself. But I mean, just listen to, I'm just listening to the words as I speak them as to what a detrimental way of living that is, when the option exists to take self-responsibility and be able to live and grow and learn from everybody around you so that you can all rise together and live and perfect this word confidence, or just live confidence in your own unique individual way, where that is like a gift to yourself that you now have. Nobody can take that from you. And you can also then support others who are living in a lack of confidence, and support them to also stand up from within that. So in living this way, it's like benefiting yourself and everybody around you instead of trying to bring people down, which is a shameful way to live, something I've forgiven myself of. I will not repeat. Only here to learn and grow and lift myself up and lift up everybody around me in any way that I can. Thank you.